Azure pickup 8 o'clock p.m. at night. So we're going. Aaron was saying, you have to go somewhere. I said, where do I have to go? And I had to come and do my Azure pickup, which I haven't done yet. I'm just getting gas right now, but it's been a crazy couple days. I just really wanted to crawl in bed and go to sleep tonight, but I'm going to the Azure pickup at 8 p.m. Sometimes it's like that. All right, I'm gonna get on the road now. So let's go do this. Hello, welcome to Rowe's Rising. If you're new to this channel, my name is Katie, and this is my little homestead on the internet where I share with you nourishing meals made from scratch and all of the goodness that comes along with that. So that includes grocery hauls, that includes stocking my pantry, long-term food storage, emergency food stores, and everything that we do to secure our family's food supply. We are a family of 7 and we have one kid in the house that has some allergies, so we're kind of navigating that again with her. And I'm also going to share with you 2 allergy-friendly recipes. Definitely stick around after this grocery haul and I'm going to share those with you. We made some delicious waffles and a potato soup today, so I hope you enjoy those recipes. Give this video a like and make sure you click the subscribe button because we would love to have you a part of the Rowe's Rising family here. I'm going to share with you my Azure Standard Haul. If you want to check out the link down below in this video's description, you can check out all the products they have to offer you. It is a drop location grocery store, so you can order everything online and they're going to ship it on a large truck to a drop location near you. If you don't have a drop location near you, you can definitely start one. They serve the whole country, all across the United States of America. They are based in Rowe, Oregon, but they work really hard to ship out quality, organic, non-GMO goods across the country once a month. So you can definitely get in on that if you're interested in it. For us, we are located in a remote area in Southern Oregon, and we don't have access to large bulk food stores that sell organic goods. So Azure Standard works out really well for me and my family because we can get the quality grains that are organic that we can't find at our local grocery stores. So I've really enjoyed purchasing from them for over a year now. I've been an Azure Standard customer. I've just really enjoyed buying things like these bulk chicken livers and my grains and flours that are organic in bulk. It helps save my family a ton of money. And Azure also has some really great deals that they offer. When you sign up with Azure Standard, they give you your own personalized link that you can use to share with your friends and family. And when your friends and family use your link and they place a grocery order of $100 or more, you're going to get a $25 credit to use towards future grocery purchases from Azure Standard. They just give you 25 bucks onto your account, and that's going to help save you money on your groceries, and your family can do the same thing. They can share their personalized link with their friends and family, and they too can earn $25 when those friends and family use their link to purchase a minimum of $100 in groceries. So in addition to food, they have organics, organic clothing, and they have organic medicinals, herbals, all of the things that you might need to run your household. So I also purchased from Azure Standard all of our laundry products, all of our hand washing, house cleaning, you name it. I get all of that stuff from there. What I love about their home cleaning products is I can purchase fragrance-free products. So if you're like me and you want to avoid all of the endocrine disrupting fragrances and nasty chemicals that are in common household cleaning products, your laundry products, dishwashing products, Azure has a line of unscented, toxin-free home cleaning products. So that is another thing that I like to do. I have bought in bulk their laundry detergent, bathroom cleaning spray, dishwashing detergent, dishwashing soap, and all of those items are in my previous Azure Standard hauls, so check out that playlist and see the things that we order consistently from there. I have really liked everything I've ordered from there. So far, I don't have any complaints, but when I do and if I do, I will share those complaints with you all. Give them a call if you have an issue. Their customer service is amazing. So I can say that honestly because I've had to call them a few times and they've always reimbursed me or credited my account or given me whatever it was that I needed at that time. This is an item I also got from Azure Standard on one of my last orders, but I failed to make it in the video because I stashed it somewhere and forgot about it. But this is an e-cloth. I purchased this particular one because it's a long wand and I can use it to clean underneath of my refrigerator, the side of my refrigerator, underneath my stove, and I'm gonna share all that with you guys and show you the gross disgustingness that has accrued underneath my appliances in the last 2 years or so since I cleaned them. And it's going to be disgusting. So stay tuned. That's going to be a whole nother video. Hit the notification bell and that will let you know when I upload videos. Okay, let's get to this Azure Standard order. I do have prices on all these items broken down into what they would cost individually or by the pound. So let's talk about that. We are a carnivore-based family, so we go through a lot of meat products. You're going to see that a lot on my channel, and one of the things that we really love to order from Azure is their organic chicken livers, and these come from Mary's. They are free-range chickens made with no antibiotics ever, no preservatives. They're fed a vegetarian diet, but they also free range, so hopefully they're getting bugs and all that kind of good stuff. Gluten-free, raised without added hormones. I got 16.7 pounds of chicken livers. You can see I had to do some math here. And my total cost for 16.7 pounds was $88.98. That came out to about $5.50 per pound, but the packs are anywhere from half a pound to a full 2 pounds. So it's random weight in each one of these individual ones. Let's see what this one is right here. This one, for instance, is 1 pound 45. This one is 1 pound 0.43. So each of these is about 1.5 pounds is what it averages out, 1.24. So they just, you know, they add up all the weight of these, and that is how you get charged. So on the website, I saw that I could get all of these chicken livers for it was like 12 pounds of chicken liver for $66, but obviously I got way more than 12 pounds. I got 16.7 pounds when I did the math, and that came out to $88.98. Lots of chicken liver to feed us once a week for the next 12 weeks. That'll do it. All right, over here we get our Nancy's sour cream from Azure Standard. Each one of these is $3.17 each when you buy them in a 6-pack, but this was also on sale, so I scored a good deal on those. The total for these 6 was $19.03. Back here, we thought we would try their seasonal full-fat milk. Look at the cream separation on this. This is the A2A2 organic milk from Alexander's Family Farm, and each one of these bottles was $7.25 each. Now, I am getting half a gallon from a local-ish farm. A friend just bought me a full gallon yesterday of milk, and it is raw milk from that farm, and each one of those it is $8 for half a gallon. So this is still a little bit less than what I would spend from the raw milk farm near me that I'm getting milk from now. So I didn't know I was going to get raw milk this week when I placed my Azure Standard order, so I went ahead and got this. And 1 gallon isn't going to be enough milk for my milk drinking kids, so we needed more than that. You can also freeze these bottles of milk. They will expand a little bit. There is an expansion on the bottom, or this little indent, and that indent is there because when you freeze the milk so that the bottle doesn't burst, that will bubble out and your milk will have enough room to expand, so it will be just fine going in the freezer like this. So if you wanted to buy a month's worth of your 100% grass-fed seasonal full-fat milk from Azure Standard, you can buy a full month's worth at a time and freeze it, and it freezes and thaws beautifully. They also have, Azure Standard has a whole video on how to freeze and thaw their milk, but basically all you do is just stick these in the freezer just like this and you're good to go. They are good for up to a year frozen in the freezer. Some people say that they are better longer than that. Our milk doesn't last that long in this house. This is vat pasteurized, so it has been pasteurized. They don't remove the cream, so you do get that cream on top, which is just absolutely amazing. We need all the fat we can get. Our children need this fat. It is so good for their brain development. I didn't get the price of these, but I will write it up here because I'm just now remembering it, and I'm going to keep filming. I'm not going to stop it. We got some red enchilada sauce and some green enchilada sauce, and these were on sale when I purchased them. I don't know if they are still on sale. I also grabbed a 25-pound bag of soft white wheat, and this 25-pound bag was $23.05. And you're going to see later on in this video, I use this kind of soft white wheat from Azure Standard. This is another bag to restock and to fill my buckets, but in the video I'm going to be using this type of wheat, not from this bag because I haven't opened it yet. We're going to put this in the freezer, let all the bugs and eggs and larvas and things that could exist in this wheat, let them die. So this is going to sit in the freezer for about 48 hours, and then we're going to put it in our buckets, and we'll get to those in just a minute. I also got a bottle of extra virgin cold pressed olive oil, and this was $20.53. We go through one of these about every 2 months. I should probably buy the full gallon one, but I wasn't sure if that would go rancid, if we would be able to use it quick enough. All right, I also got this quick seasoning, soup seasoning. This is the quick bean soup seasoning. This goes great with lentils and beans and all of those things, but they have a quick bean soup from Azure Standard that you can buy in bulk, and then this goes along with that, but I already had all of the lentils and the quick beans that they're referring to, which are the lentils and legumes. I already have all of those, so I can make my own quick bean soup. I just wanted the soup seasoning mix. This is going to go in one of my buckets in my long-term food stores with some of those lentil bean mix that I'm going to make. And then that is going to be a part of our emergency food stores so that we can season up our bean soups. And this has carrots, onions, real salt, chili pepper, evaporated cane juice, spices, garlic, onion, and red pepper. Everything is certified organic. Just one quick way to make your soups, or to have some set aside with some beans in a bucket for your emergency long-term food stores. We also got a 10-pound bag of this gourmet pasta. This is elbow macaroni pasta, organic. I need to check and see if there's eggs on this. I purchased this before we were going through this allergy issues with Hagen right now. She is without eggs as well, and organic durum semolina wheat and water. So we don't have to worry about eggs being in this. This isn't egg pasta. This isn't egg noodles. This is just plain wheat and water. So she's good on that. She'll be able to enjoy some macaroni pasta with, I make a cheese sauce with nutritional yeast and some other stuff in it. So we can make a dairy-free cashew cream cheese, quote-unquote, cheese sauce, and we can use this in other recipes as well. But it's nice that I know how to make dairy-free for her, so we'll be doing that. And then we also got these buckets. Let me go over the price of these buckets. They were $7 per food-grade buckets. I have been buying the buckets from Walmart, which claim that they are food grade, and those buckets are $4, but they were out of stock, and they've been out of stock. I think they get a shipment of buckets like once a quarter, maybe. So I went ahead and ordered 3 buckets from Azure Standard and then 3 lids, and these lids come out to $7.86 a piece for these Gamma Seals. Now my local farm store sells these Gamma Seals for $12 a piece. So it's much more economical to buy your Gamma Seal lids from Azure Standard than it is from your local farm store or even from Amazon. Last I checked, they were about $10 or so each on Amazon, but Azure, you can buy them in 3 packs or in, I think, 12 packs. But I didn't want to make the jump to a 12 pack. I should have bought that a year ago. I just went ahead and got the 3 pack to go along with my 3 buckets because I have to store some food items in those. I also have some beans that I need to store. And then, yeah, we're going to do another bucket of wheat, and then we'll do a bucket of some random ingredients, some random foods in there as part of our long-term emergency food stores. So if you don't have your emergency food stores in order, you're going to want to start getting some seasonings like this. You're going to want to start buying some wheat berries or some bags of flour. Flour is only good for about 6 months to a year if it's stored properly. So soft white wheat berries and wheat berries, the hard red, the hard whites for your breads. The soft white we use in like pancakes and cakes and different things like that. And then the hard red and the hard white is what we use for bread. But these are good for 30 to 50 years if they are stored correctly. In Egypt, in the ancient tombs, they have grown ancient wheat, ancient wheat. They have been able to get it to sprout and grow wheat. So this is always very good to have in your emergency food stores, even if you don't have a mill yet. So this is my electric mill. You can get a manual mill, one of those ones that you hand crank by hand. So there's lots of ways that you can secure emergency food stores. Wheat has protein in it, so when push comes to shove, if you get a hard red wheat or a hard white wheat, those are going to have more protein than this soft white wheat, and those are going to be a little bit more filling. But we got this just to replenish because we have been using soft white wheat in a lot of our baked good recipes, so it was time for me to get some more of that. So I'm going to tell you the whole total of my Azure Standard Haul and then what I saved with all of my discounts and everything. Everything you see here without any discounts or any Azure cash off was $301.52. However, I saved about $90. So I had $11.99 in Azure cash to use. That brought my total down to $289.53. And then I had all of my Azure credits from you all. When you guys have used my Azure Standard Leak and placed your orders of $100 or more, I got $25 back. So 3 of you placed orders in the last month, and that gave me $75 off. My grand total for all of this food was $209.53. Before we get started on all the delicious things that we are going to cook today, I've got to get my olive oil refilled. I was fresh out, so I'm happy that I have this new bottle from Azure Standard. I am refilling this moly bottle, and these are available on Amazon. I have both the syrup dispensers and the olive oil dispensers, so I am going to be giving away one of these olive oil dispensers and a syrup dispenser here in the near future. Once I figure out these YouTube giveaways, I've got a lot of stuff for you. I've got some survival seeds, I've got these moly dispenser bottles, and a whole bunch of other goodies coming up down the pipeline for you guys. So make sure you click subscribe, hit that notification bell, and give this video a like. That's a thumbs up down there below this video. Let's see, we are going to measure out 1 cup of wheat berries and see how much flour they produce. I get asked a lot of questions. How much wheat berries to 1 cup of flour? What is the conversion rate? So we're going to find that out today with 1 scoop of wheat berries, leveled off. There we go. We're going to turn this on. I've packed this one down in here. This one's, when it's packed down, it's 1/4 cup. So 1 1/4 cups of flour from 1 cup of wheat berries. You could probably do 3/4 of a cup. Let's try that next. Let's try 3/4 of a cup of wheat berries. All right, 3/4 of a cup. Okay, so 3/4 of a cup of wheat berries is going to give you 1 full cup of flour, and you have to tap it down a little bit because that's how the flour in the store comes. That's how most recipes are. I don't pack it, I just like lightly tapped it down, and that gave me a nice compacted 1 cup of flour. 3/4 cup of berries makes 1 cup of flour. Okay, I'm gonna mill some more for the rest of my recipe. Next up, we're going to be making some egg-free, dairy-free waffles, and for this recipe, I'm going to use 4 cups of that fresh milled wheat. I'm using a soft white wheat, and this recipe is doubled, so I'm going to give you the doubled up. Sometimes I give you guys the single recipe, but for this recipe, I'm just going to tell you my doubled ingredients, and then this made enough waffles to feed my family of 7 with a few extra for the freezer. I used 4 cups of fresh milled wheat, and then I went in with 3/4 of a cup of sugar. I did 1 tablespoon of baking powder and 3 teaspoons of baking soda. I'm mixing all of my dry ingredients together before I add my wet ingredients, and those are 3 cups of coconut milk because that's all I had in this carton. So I'm gonna add about a cup of water as well. You can use regular cow's milk or goat's milk, whatever you have. You can use almond milk. For this recipe, we were using coconut milk. I went in with about 2 teaspoons of some cinnamon, and then we're gonna go in with about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. We're gonna mix all this up and add some melted coconut oil. I have about 8 tablespoons or around 1/4 of a cup or so of coconut oil. You can use any oil that you have on hand. We're using coconut oil, and we're just gonna give this a good mix. And with fresh milled wheat, you always have to let it sit and soak. It just takes a little while for it to absorb some of the liquid that's in this recipe. So we're gonna let it sit on the counter for about 30 minutes. And then some of these waffles, I'm gonna throw some carob chips into them, and these carob chips are dairy-free and allergen-free, so we can use these for our waffles. And I noticed when I made the first waffle, I didn't share that with you guys, but it stuck really, really bad, and it turns out that I didn't have my waffle iron turned up high enough for this particular recipe. Since this lacks eggs, the batter doesn't really hold together that well if it's undercooked, as I learned. So I turned my waffle iron all the way up to high heat, and I'm letting these waffles cook all the way through, and they're staying together a lot better. But when I had it on medium heat, they just fell right apart. So you can see right there, there is probably my 2nd or 3rd waffle turned out good. So we are gonna split this in half, add some butter and some jelly on it for the kids. You can do syrup or whatever you like, but we have some delicious strawberry and marionberry jam or preserves that we made over the summer with some of our farmers market haul. So I'm just dolloping that on top of these waffles, on top of their butter. So somebody asked, how does Aaron cook his chicken livers? I think what y'all saw the other day was he pan fried 1 chicken liver in a bunch of butter, and that's how we ate it. But he's actually baking them right now at 400 degrees for 14 minutes.
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
10 minutes I flip.
10 minutes you flip. So 20 minutes in the oven, flip halfway through.
Olive oil and salt, that's really all I use.
Some olive oil, I need to refill.
But I'll let it get juicy, bloody. I want it cooked on the outside and bloody on the inside.
He likes a little bit medium rare. Medium rare does the trick. And I know it looks gross, but this is the preferred way that we have found that we like them. Lots of salt. Aaron says no seasoning. He used to do onion, garlic. What else did you put in it? You used
onion powder, garlic powder.
Onion powder, garlic powder.
Salt and pepper, but I don't know. It's too inflammatory.
Salt and pepper is how we used to do it, but now we just do salt because everything else causes too much inflammation. So that's how we do it. We'll show you when they're done. All right, so it's not anything super exciting, and these are actually cooked pretty well. He cooked them like just perfectly, so they're not dried out. 20 minutes, 400 degrees Fahrenheit. That cooks them completely in the middle, so you can see there's no like red. They're not medium rare by any means. But Aaron does prefer them to be a little bit more on the rare side. The rest of us in the family, we like them cooked, so this is perfect for us. The kids, we've had them eating liver since they were babies, so it's not crazy for them to be eating liver. They actually, they love it. They love it. It's probably because it's chock full of nutrition and their body needs it. But yeah, you can see how much salt Aaron is putting on. He's very liberal.
And this is not even anything, like this is...
And you put the salt on after you cook them, right? Or do you put it on before?
If you put it on before...
It dries them out too much.
It just doesn't, you can't taste it.
Yeah, so salting post-cooking is the best method. And yeah, we douse them in salt because liver is very strong flavored. And the more salt you have, the better it tastes.
And you need the salt.
Yeah, we need salt. Redmond's real salt is a lot more, it has a lot more salt or sodium content in it than your average salt that you're buying off the shelf, your white bleach salt. So this is actually saltier. So if you are concerned about salt, just be mindful. Redmond's real salt has more salt than other salt. It's very salty. We have another loaded salad, and this one has mixed greens, boiled eggs. We've got clementines, apples, zucchini. We also have some goat's cheese with oil, olive oil, and balsamic vinegar on this. It's so tasty. Next up, let's get these potatoes peeled and diced up because we are going to make really good potato soup. This potato soup is dairy-free. It's allergy-friendly for my family, so we are going to get this cooked up and fill our bellies. To keep these potatoes from oxidizing and turning brown, I am keeping them submerged underneath some water. So when you have a whole lot of potatoes like this to cube up, this is the best way to keep them fresh. These are organic potatoes, so I'm not sure if they oxidize quicker than genetically modified potatoes, but I noticed that as I'm cutting them, they were starting to turn brown, so I've got to keep them submerged in water. They're just going to sit here until I am ready to get my soup going. So now I'm going to gather up all my ingredients. I have 2 quarts of chicken broth. I am doubling this recipe. The recipe calls for 1 quart of some kind of broth. You can do a vegetable broth, any kind of broth that you have, but today we are going to be using this chicken broth. So I'm just dicing up this onion really small and getting it sauteed a little bit because we like to get it about translucent. That way we don't have any crunchy onions in our soup. So I'm going in with the 2 quarts of chicken broth, and those are gonna warm up, bring it to a boil. We're gonna be adding these potatoes that I've strained all the water from, and it looks like I need to cover the potatoes a little more, so I added a bit of water. I am doing about a heaping teaspoon of poultry seasoning. I'm doing about 2 more teaspoons of Redmond's real salt to season this. You definitely want to season to taste, but for this 10-quart pot of soup, that's how much I am using. I'm giving it a good mix, and I'm going to put the lid on. I'm going to bring this up to a boil and let it cook for about 15 minutes once it's boiling, simmering, just to soften the potatoes. And then I'm going to remove about 2 cups or so, 2 to 3 cups of potatoes, depending on how many potato chunks you want in your soup. Then we're going straight in with our immersion blender. You can use a food processor or a blender for this, but I prefer the immersion blender because then I don't have to transfer my hot soup to another container to blend up. So this is a great way to do this. It prevents spills and burns. I just love my KitchenAid immersion blender. If you don't have a stick blender, it is worth the investment. Okay, once all that is blended up, then we add our coconut cream. I'm taking the coconut oil off that the top of the can, and I'm just after most of the cream, and then we save the coconut milk that's in the can for our smoothies. Then we go back in with our reserved potatoes so that we have some chunks in there, and then I am serving this up for the family. So some of the kids like more potatoes, some of the kids like just the plain pureed soup. So we're going to start out with some potatoes for them, and then when they get their second bowl, a lot of them just wanted the pureed soup. So this is what it looks like. There's still some chunks of coconut cream in it, but this was delicious. We ate over half the pot tonight, and the rest is leftovers. All right, this is an apricot cranberry bread. All right, and I didn't show you guys the inside of the apricot cranberry bread. I can't even say it. But all I did was my basic bread loaf recipe. I did use wheat, and I used wheat bread flour and all-purpose flour. I do about half and half for my daily loaf of bread recipe. And then I just chopped up some apricots and threw in some cranberries, and it made this delicious, tasty bread. So our daily loaf of bread just had some extra zing to it. You can use cranberry juice instead of water in this recipe. You can zing it up. There is a recipe for this on my channel, but like I said, I just added cranberries and apricots to my daily loaf of bread, and then I pre-sliced it, and we brought it on our trip with us so that Hagen could have some dairy-free, egg-free bread. So that's what we've done. And thank you all so much for joining me for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, the Azure Standard Haul and all the little recipes that I shared with you all. We are traveling right now. That's why, yes, I've got yesterday's hair in still. But I wanted to get this video up for you all, so I hope you understand. I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!